everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Seller Strategy, where we're going to talk about a little known strategy that would only take you 3 minutes, yet give you a boost and the opportunity to increase your sales, only by taking that approach of 3 minutes. Now, let's get started. As you can see from the screen, we're going to talk about your export option. So in Amazon, you have the option to enable exporting. Just to give an example, let's say you have a customer in New Zealand, they type whatever they want to buy on Amazon, and your item, if you've enabled the export feature, your item will show up. If you don't have it enabled, unfortunately, that would be a lost sale because it's not enabled for your particular product. Now, we're going to go ahead and deep dive into how you can do this from inside Seller Central. Now, as you can see from the screen, I want to share with you the export fees and what you would be looking at if you turn this on. Now, if you're doing FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon, for any international orders, you do not have to worry about any additional fees. However, if you're doing multi-channel fulfillment, so if you're selling through your website, but then you have Amazon ship out the order for you, in those cases, you will encounter additional fees, which I have on the screen. And if this is your scenario, you want to make sure that you're familiar with them. Now, where would Amazon export your item to? The following 108 countries that you could start making sales to. So it's a huge opportunity, again, that in 3 minutes you can start selling to those countries. Amazon wants you to enable this feature. However, there are 4 reasons why your listing may not be eligible. Number 1, any export restrictions from the marketplace that you're selling in. So if you're selling in the US, for example, there are restrictions on what kind of items can be exported. Number 2, import restrictions. Again, depending on where it is that you're trying to sell to, each country has their own import rules. And number 3, transportation and logistic restrictions. So if you're selling a 60-inch flat TV screen, it may or may not be eligible because of the size, means that Amazon would have to pay extra money in order to import or export that for you. And number 4, the ASIN not being yet processed. So usually this happens for ASINs that are brand new because Amazon will scan your catalog usually once a month to see whether or not it's eligible for exporting. Now, you might have noticed that on May 7th, Amazon actually, they completed enrolling existing FBA sellers into this program, the FBA export program in the US. However, there's something very important that you should know. In order to export your items, Amazon needs an e-signature from you. Because of this, even though as a seller, you may be eligible for the program, you still have to check and enable the export option for your listings. So we're going to go ahead and deep dive into that right now. Step 1, head over to reports, then fulfillment, and then inventory export, as you can see on the screen. You're going to click on the button that says request download, and then towards the bottom right, click where it says download. The report will look something like this, where it would tell you the SKU, the product name, the ASIN, and whether or not it's eligible for exporting. As you can see on the screen, we have one item that's eligible, and the other one is still being processed because it was launched about a month ago. How do you enable the exporting option? Go ahead and log into Seller Central if you're not already in there. Then from the top right corner, you're going to want to click on settings and then fulfillment by Amazon. And then here's where you're going to want to scroll down and head over where it says export settings. As you can see on the example from the screen, it says disabled. Go ahead and click edit. And on the next screen is going to open up the export settings and the program and all the details about this. Please make sure that you read this in detail and carefully to make sure that you agree with everything before you enroll in the program. If you agree, go ahead and click where it says FBA exports for the shipping program option. And then towards the bottom, type your legal name. And as you can see on the left side where it says, in order to participate in the FBA export program, you must provide an e-signature. Your e-signature will be printed on the CN22 declaration form, which is what's needed in order to do exporting. Once you type in your legal name, you're going to want to click update. And then you're going to get a success pop-up from Amazon that says they've uploaded your signature and will be available for use with your export orders within the next 2 business days or so. And that's it. As you can see, it took anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes. All you have to do is follow the steps that we just went through and open up yourself to 108 countries that you can start selling to without having to deal with the headaches of logistics internationally. What do you think, Ervin? Are you enabled?
I am definitely enabled, Maria, and I think this poses as a huge opportunity for us sellers to improve our sales. And it's basically a no-brainer. You just click this, set it, forget it, and I don't know. I think I've checked my products, and I think I've sold to countries such as the Singapore ones. I think I've also sold to Australia once, if I'm not mistaken. And the good thing about this one is, for me as a Canadian, I often have to, not all products are the same across all marketplaces, obviously. And some items are definitely more cheaper in the States. So if I want to buy as a Canadian to the States, what I used to do is I would drive to the border, which takes me an hour, pick up the item from the border, and maybe wait in line for 30 or 50 minutes, depending on how long the lineup is, and then go back to the Canadian border, maybe wait another 30 or 50 minutes. So it would be a total of 4 hours to pick up items from Amazon.com in order to bring them to Canada. So with this export option, I think it's going to be a game changer, especially for people like me or people in those 108 countries who need to buy products from Amazon.com. So I think it's a really great opportunity for us as sellers. So guys, if you found this session helpful, comment, like, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And let us know, have you guys enabled this option on Seller Central? And if you have, let us know where you have shipped to as far as your customers go in other countries. All right, guys, so thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you next week on Seller Strategies, and keep crushing it on Amazon. We'll see you guys next week.
See you, everyone. Thanks, Ervin.
Bye, guys.